Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do another episode of our monthly build series, and let's up the budget this time to $3,000, which means we're gonna look at some high-end components for high-end gaming as well as heavy creative work. Let's see what we can find. Alright, so let's get started. So first of all, let's pick the platform we're gonna go for. My pick again will be AMD in this case, purely because we know the AM5 socket is gonna be supported for a much longer time, and someone who's gonna invest this much of money in their system needs an option to upgrade their CPUs later down the line. And on the other hand, while we do have Intel, which are offering the Core Ultra 200 series, but as we all know, Intel only supports there for 2 generations only. I mean, LGA 1700 was an exception, but apart from that, there are slim chances that they will continue with the same socket. So if we buy one, which means we're going to be locked into that system. So my pick is going to be AMD. And alright, so let's get started. So being a $3,000 build, and let's focus on AM5, which means we have the decent amount of money to allot towards a CPU. And right now you can find a 9700X at the same price as 7700X. I mean, it's much newer, so you should go for this one, but we do have the option of 7800X 3D. I know the 9000 series are coming out soon, but yeah, just for the sake of this video to get started, we can pick the 9700, because in my opinion that seems pretty good, because it's 8 core 16 thread, boosts up to 5.5 gigahertz. That's pretty high. Trust me, it is pretty high, and that'll just give us a head start in our build here, and then we can just tweak the components as we go towards the end when we review our card. So let's just add this, and that's 539, so we're down to $2470 ish dollars, or 2460 I would say. Yeah, and let's pick our motherboards next. And right now, as you guys might have noticed already, we're using UEMOUNT once again. I've just had much more experience with the site. I know where to find things, so I'm just gonna stick with this. Okay, so we are in the AM5 section, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna choose Wi-Fi on, and also choose 4 RAM slots, because we are doing a high-end build, which means we would want to upgrade our RAM down the road, or even start with a higher capacity RAM of dual channel capacity. So yeah, I'll just tick that. Alright, so let's see what our options are. So obviously going from low to high, but now we can choose. So one thing you might have noticed is that there's PCI Gen 5. So we got PCI Gen 5 on the PCI Express slot and also on the NVMe slot. And from my experience, the NVMe slot doesn't make a whole lot of sense because the Gen 5 drives are super expensive. But PCI Gen 5 on the GPU connector makes a lot of sense, because the RTX 5000 series are PCI Gen 5. Although one can debate that there is no real difference, or well, there's only marginal difference between PCI Gen 4 and 5 performance, but since we are buying a board and this is going to last a long time, maybe it will outlast the new generation of GPUs, and it will be in time when you upgrade to a new GPU that's all PCI Gen 5, and then and you'll be stuck with a PCI Gen 4 board. So yeah, I think our options are pretty slim for that right now. So if you go for the X870, those boards will be a bit pricey, as you can see. But yeah, let's see what we have. So the cheapest one I'm seeing is from MSI Pro, 459. Oh well, they're really not cheap there. And also with UEMOUNT, if you are a regular customer, you do unlock these premium prices, which will give you a slight discount. And one thing else to be pointed out is now AMD is supporting Wi-Fi 7. Previously they weren't, so you were able to buy a Wi-Fi 7 chip, stick it into your motherboard, but the CPU, the CPU would not detect it. and up until now it was only Intel that was supported Wi-Fi 7 chips. So if anyone's keen, if you want to give it a try, maybe try it on a B650 motherboard. So let's have a look. What's the difference here? They both look the same to me. One's an ATX. It looks like, you know, there's only ATX options here, which means we have to keep that in mind when we pick our case. There's Oris Elite. Okay. Now we have Tough as well. Let's see. So we'll pick one of these, and yeah, I would just stay away from Asus Prime. While they do have good reputation for Tough and ROG boards, but Prime is actually pretty bad. I had bad experiences with those. Eagle, you know, I guess, you know, they're sort of their budget-ish offering, but let's have a look, because the thing we're looking for now is the ports and the PCI Express. All right, so yeah, there's a fair bit of ports on this board here, but that's $560, and for $450 we got less. Okay, let's put them side by side. So we get 4 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2, so that's 6 and 10. And we got 10 here, so they both kind of look the same, you know. And okay, so that narrows it down, and it also has some white accents too, so we can pick a white case, you know, and they'll just match up nicely with the white case. Whereas the Gigabytes, it's all black. Oh, that's the Oris one, but yep. Okay, so let's have a look on our PCI slot. It's PCI Gen 5. Yeah, Steel Armor, fine. 8200, yeah, that's just crazy, man. Like, the speeds have gone up so much. Okay, so we have Gen 5. Yeah, that's cool. Gen 5, and it even supports 7000 series. That's good. I guess that's fair value, you know, if we are getting that. Plus, you know, right now these boards are a bit pricey because the X870 chipset just came out recently, so they will come down if someone's gonna be looking at this video later. So yeah, the prices would have definitely come down. One thing you would see is there's like 2 8-pin EPS connectors. So if you are picking this board up, make sure your power supply has. While you can use one and the PC will be fine, but if you can put 2, that'll just make life a lot easier if you ever think of overclocking. And that's sort of the main gist of these boards, is that you do want to overclock with them. So yeah, so we're getting together. You know, so we up to $1,000 already. Cool. So that's 1/3 of a budget gone. So yeah, let's pick a GPU, storage, and RAM next, and we have to pick up a case and a power supply. So we're getting there. Cool. Let's pick a memory and storage next. So next up is our memory. Since we know, like, you know, we have 4 DIMM slots on our motherboard, which means we can easily allocate 2 right now, and we can revisit later as your demand grows. I would say right now 32 is the sweet spot, so you're gonna look for a pack of 2 and 32 gigs. Okay, and our motherboard supports all the way up to 8200, so 8200 is available. Yeah, let's check out some of the other prices too. All right, so it looks like there's a lot of options for 7200 now. Even Corsair started to do the 7200, but so Silicon Power, they are pretty good. I've had good experiences with them. But for an extra $20, we can go to 8200. So I think I'll pick 8200 because that's supported by, well, that's the max supported by a motherboard. So yeah, why not? And that's practically, you know, if you half that out, that's 4200. That's just double the, or four times the speed of a base DDR4. So yeah, that's memory sorted. So we picked up 2 slots, so we got 2 available for future. And let's pick out some storage. And we need to keep an eye on our budget too. So we got 1200 because we have the main components, which is our GPU, that needs to be fitted into that budget too. And I've already got something in mind, but yeah, we'll save it for the last. Alright, so where is my SS? Okay, so the minimum I would recommend, or I would personally go for, is 2 terabytes, you know. And you can't go wrong with silicon power here. You know, they're very, very good, you know. Plus do come with a cloning software, so if you already have a drive that you want to migrate from, you can easily do that. And the Gen 4 drives are fairly quick too, so with 5000 read and writes. And the Gen 3 is there, so there's a margin of $20 that you can save if you want to go down. And honestly, for gaming, you won't see any difference. For an extra $1, we can even go one step up. So being a high-end build, let's just go for this one, because we're gonna get 7000. That's an extra $2000, or extra 2000 megabytes of write speed. So that brings our total to 1400. So let's pick a case and power supply next, and then we'll wrap it up by picking a GPU. Okay. Alright, so next up we're gonna pick a case. So obviously we have to choose ATX. There are cases that support eATX as well, so we'll tick that as well. Yeah, because there's only marginal difference, but it can just, you know, make your case slightly bigger. And we're gonna go from low to high, but since being a, you know, high-end build, we're gonna look for something that's gonna look nice as well. That's gonna make components look pretty. There's new cases that have come out after the CES, and we are yet to see most of them come out here in Australia. Yeah, NZXT is always a safe choice. You know, it has a lot of ventilation up front. Plus, it's only $100, and it's white too. Let's see what else. NTech, yeah, this P20C is quite nice too. Corsair, and if you do like the tempered glass side and you want to show it off, but we are at 1400 right now, and we need to save up for our GPU, so let's just be more conservative right now, and we can obviously come back and retweak these things. I'm gonna pick the NZXT case here. Let's have a quick look on the case. It's quite decent. It has some potential for water cooling if we need to. And that new fan, that push-through fan, like that really changes the temps for our GPU, so that's a plus in this case, because I don't think that there's any other case that does it, and if they do, I mean, I don't think they'd be elegant as an ZXT, so I'm gonna pick this case. And one thing I've added is the free motherboard BIOS update. It's optional, but I would recommend you get it done, just so it saves pain. But be mindful, I think they will open up their motherboard, which means you, in case you do change your mind, it may just make that process a bit harder. Okay, so with that case out of the way, let's look at a PSU that's gonna power the whole thing. And once again, like this is a hot topic. You know, some people just like to go all the way and just buy massive PSUs, and other people just buy the ones, you know, that are underpowered. So what we want to do is we want to meet in the middle. So let's just keep us around the 850 mark. I think that's the sweet spot. Let's see what we have. So obviously we do want one thing I want to point out is, you know, if your budget allows, see if you can buy an SFX, because if you ever want to, you know, change your case or go to an ITX build, you know, that having that SFX power supply really helps, because yeah, they are quite a bit expensive, and it's just a pain because, you know, normally the power supplies are good for a very long time, but if you have to change them just purely because of the case, it's just a pain. Okay, so Cooler Master 850, and also has the price, plus it comes with PCI 5.1, which should support the NVIDIA socket for their power supply. Oh, what is that? Maybe it's just a cable that it comes with, because the high power 16-pin cable. Okay, there it is, and it comes with a 90-degree connector. Okay, that's good. Let's have a quick look if they actually tell us what sort of. Okay, so we've got 24-pin, one EPS 8-pin, cool. Another 8-pin, we need 8, we need 16, so that's good. SATA, we don't care about that. Peripherals, yeah, nah. We got 4 8-pin PCI, so that's more than enough. That's your max. 4090s, that sort of stuff that we'll use. 4 8 pins, which, you know, connect to their own 16-pin connector. Yeah, I'm happy with what I see here, so I'll just pick this. Yeah, I think there was a white color too in this. So yeah, maybe you can just go with white. I'm not sure if the cables are white too, but I hope they do. And it's fully modular, which means, yeah, we don't have to deal with those annoying you know, cables that we don't need. So that's shaping up pretty good, and we are at 1680. So that leaves us about $1,350 or so for our GPU. So we're reaching to the end of our video. Yeah, so now we're gonna pick one of the most important parts of our build, which is a GPU, which is gonna be the heart of our gaming PC. So what we want to aim for is we want to as much VRAM we can, and just be under that price, and also try to get one that has the best cooling options. For some reason I'm thinking we will end up with an AMD's GPU, but let's see. There are a lot of new options that have opened up with the Battle Mage. That's just $500 for 12 gig card, and that's brand new. So there are some caveats about the PCI version, so gotta be careful with that, but let's have a look. 7700 XT for 640, not bad. Yeah, 8 gigs, who wants that? Alright, let's keep scrolling. 7800 XT, that's 16 gigs. And honestly, like 1700 XTs are sort of on par with the next version up, which is I think the 7900 GRE. Yeah, you really can't go wrong with these GPUs. But we have more money to spend, so let's keep scrolling. 4070, yeah, nah, that's 12 gigs. We already have a better 16 gig option up there. Why are they still stuck in the 6900? Okay, so that's a whole lot of nothing that we were able to find. So let's just switch sides. I'm gonna go with PC KSG, and these guys have a really good GPU collection. Or we can always use a PC part pickers, but that's just too hard to use. So I'm gonna go with graphics cards. Okay. So I was thinking if we can find an XTX or an XT. That's too much for an XTX, and there's only one model. Because they would have stopped producing it, and that's sold out. And that was 1200 for a 20 gig card. That would have said that would have been perfect for our budget. And obviously we had to have these 7800 XTs. Let's check out some of the Team Green options, what they have on offer. So we'll keep scrolling. Sorry, I'll just make it a bit bigger so it's easier for everyone to see. because this is a very important decision. So 800, so we're still looking at 12 gigs, 12 gigs, 12 gigs, still 12. Yeah, 4070 Super, that's 12 gigs again, and that's upper budget. So yeah, I guess we would have been able to squeeze in a 4070 Ti Super, but do you really want a 4070 Ti Super for 1300? Or do you want a 24 gigs XTX? I mean, my personal pick would be an XTX. So, and I almost forgot we haven't even chosen a cooler for our CPU, so we'll just shell out an extra 150 for that. But let's see. Okay, so I can't find an XTX for a decent price. If you can, maybe try, Marketplace. I know some people just like to stay away from Marketplace, but honestly there are really good deals on the Marketplace. So, and right now people would be upgrading, so there's a chance you can find a decent deal over there. So it seems like for 1100 we can get the Sapphire Pulse, and that's from Santacom. They are also one of the reputable resellers of PC parts. So yeah, I guess we can add that. Oh, not buy, I just want to add to my parts list. And alright, so I've added all of the components into the PC part pickers list, and some components just came out a bit cheaper, so but we can round it up to an error of $50. So we're coming at about $2,800-ish here, which leaves us around $200 for our CPU coolers. Yeah, and if you want, you can also upgrade the case to a different Lee. I would say just go with O11. They are quite nice, and let's see. The one cooler I haven't tried myself, and I want to because it just looks so good, is the Thermalright 240 with the LCD on it, because it seems to be decently priced, and we should have some in stock. It's just very hard to see these guys, so I'm gonna make it bigger. I don't know what exactly they are called. Oh yeah, Frozen Warframe. I think that's it. Yep, that's the one. And maybe our case even supports a 280, so we can even look at a 280 just to get a bit more. Oh yes, so we do have two. So it supports 280, but does it support 280 red? The max GPU is 365. We haven't checked that, but we'll see that. Okay, so radiator 280. Let's see if we can find a 280, because they don't have the LCD one in 280. And honestly, like, the LCD one looks pretty sick, so you should go for that. It comes in white too, so we'll add that. That's 119, and yeah, that just brings our total to a little shy of 2,900. Alright, so let's just do a quick review of our card. So that's 313. Okay, so we have reached the end of the video. So PC Part Breakers is giving us a rough estimate of 524 watts. I don't know if I trust that, but that should be right about how much it should draw in. So yeah, we're a little shy of 2,900. So I think we have put together a very capable system that should be able to handle all sort of gaming. You can swap out the GPU for an NVIDIA one if you want, or purely go with VRAM and rest of performance. I don't play RT games myself, so I can't comment on that, but if someone does, please let me know if what's a good alternative to this GPU. And that should be it for this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Please do like and subscribe and leave us a comment if you like the video. Bye.